All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. Got it on Binance with 4 VPNs. Flipped at the shorty that made me the check. 2 second getters, the bitches undressed. VVS diamonds all up on my neck. MiniDoge drip is stupid. Nigga, I'm wet like fluid. Call the plug, yeah, that's Lewis. Jamal Murray arrows, that's Cupid. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold.
All you really gotta do is hold it. Tryna silver to go to stay focused. My future like clay, I'm molded. Just imagine Elon on the tweet with a T on the back of the seat. I ain't gotta go trap in the street.
Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. Got it on Binance with 4 VPNs. Flipped at the shorty that made me the check. 2 second getters, the bitches undressed. VVS diamonds all up on my neck. MiniDoge drip is stupid. Nigga, I'm wet like fluid. Call the plug, yeah, that's Lewis. Jamal Murray arrows, that's Cupid. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold.
All you really gotta do is hold it. Tryna silver to go to stay focused. My future like clay, I'm molded. Just imagine Elon on the tweet with a T on the back of the seat. I ain't gotta go trap in the street, cause that crypto gon' bring it to me. MiniDoge got them lit and it's hard not to see.
I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold. Got it on Binance with 4 VPNs. Flipped at the shorty that made me the check. 2 second getters, the bitches undressed. VVS diamonds all up on my neck. MiniDoge drip is stupid. Nigga, I'm wet like fluid. Call the plug, yeah, that's Lewis. Jamal Murray arrows, that's Cupid. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby. All you gotta do is hold.
All you really gotta do is hold it. Tryna silver to go to stay focused. My future like clay, I'm molded. Just imagine Elon on the tweet with a T on the back of the seat. I crypto gon' bring it to me. MiniDoge got them lit and it's on at the sea.
I bought MiniDoge, now my wrists I'm froze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MetaMask crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby, all you gotta do is hold. I bought MiniDoge, now my wrists I'm froze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MetaMask crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby, all you gotta do is hold.
All right, hello everyone out there. Hello all. Sorry about the delay there. Let's get rock and rolling. We'll just jump right into it. I'm Devin, CCO here with Dev Team 6. I have with me Bill, CEO. Bill, tell everyone hello out there.
Hello, everyone.
Awesome. We appreciate all of you joining in, whether they be Twitch, YouTube, and here on Telegram. This is our voice AMA this week. Next week will be a video AMA. As you all know, last week we announced on Wednesday that we will be transitioning our AMAs to now on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for, different reasons, things that came up in our schedules and those kind of things on Wednesdays. So it will be Tuesdays now, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys are sharing that information. Without further ado, we'll just jump right in here. First and foremost, I want to start off with our mini champions of the week sent over from our BM as well as Chief Jer. First and foremost, for the mini champion, we have at Christine 20122. Jer has a note in here for being helpful and protective of MiniDoge's initiative. So, congratulations, yes. Christine 20122. Next, we have Rain, R-A-N-N, Yana, Y-A-N-N-A. Jer has a note in here, highly regarded by the Rainy was highly regarded by the community for being a good and active member. So congratulations, Rainy. Great job. We appreciate it. Next, we have here Rio47. Jer has a note here, very supportive, always sends positive videos to the community. So Rio, hats off to you. Great job. We appreciate it. Next, we have our mini mods. We have two mini mods this week. Mr_Lucky2022. Jer has a note in here. Mr. Lucky helped unite the Vietnamese community and was always productive and positive. So great job. Hats off to you, Mr. Lucky. And then last but not least, we have BC Pearl. Jer has a note in here, very active in the community and always there to help everyone. Appreciate everything you do. So thank you so much. Congratulations, BC Pearl. Appreciate it to all of our mini champions as well as our mini mods. Thank you so much for your support, as well as our entire community. Thank you so much with everything, with all the things that happen, throughout the day, as well as different people coming in for various different reasons. We appreciate you guys for holding down the fort and staying strong, no matter what. So let's see. As I touched on earlier, we will be doing 2 voice, 2 video AMAs throughout the month. As I said, this week is voice, next week will be video, so on and so forth. They will alternate on the week. So anything you want to touch on to get going?
I'm good with a lot of the AMA questions.
Perfect. Well, we'll jump right into these AMA questions. As you guys know, we have that AMA form that Jared puts out and shares to make sure that you all submit your AMA questions for the AMAs with the potential of having those answered on here if they haven't already been answered. Of course, some things we do touch on just to reiterate, make sure there's no confusion, but a lot of things we have already touched on in previous AMAs, as well as it's there on our website and stuff and all of that. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Question number 1.
Sure. So we've got a question here from MiniWolf86. Well, actually, do you want me to cover? I don't know if they ask it in the questions. I don't see it. Do you see it anywhere? I don't see it anywhere on here. I'll just answer this question. So those of you that obviously were involved with the communities or things that have been going on out there for the last week or so, whatever the time frame may have been, you'll have noticed that obviously we did some things to bring some health to the MiniDoge token and the project itself. We definitely got the tokens out of the contract to bring that issue that was at hand that actually was caused by a bunch of people in the community asking us to slow down the swapping mechanism in the contract, which built up way too many tokens inside of the contract. That was putting us at a manual swapping, which is basically like trying to play Master of the Universe. It doesn't naturally swap based on tokenomics. It was put in a place to have to delay it and do all sorts of stuff. And it just wasn't a healthy place to have for us to be in. And so we were able to fix that. I believe we did it last Friday. Those of you that saw, there were some obvious things that we took advantage of right away. One of those was to replace our team inside of the Chinese community. We believe that we were kind of in our due diligence and auditing and all the things that we've been doing in the last couple of weeks, we've discovered some things that we just definitely were not happy about. And I know that to do what's right for our holders and do what's right for the people involved in the project, we certainly needed to ask questions. And when those questions were not answered, we definitely have a duty to our holders as well as the people in the token project itself and part of the community-driven project that we are. We needed to obviously give that information over to our community members, which we already have. But in that process, we've had some people out there that have accused us on our side of the development side of the project itself, as well as supporting the project, of, I guess, stealing BNB from the tokenomics that were in place, as well as continue to be in place, even though they've been adjusted at this point. But we were accused based on some alleged evidence that was disclosed to the communities over, I think it happened on Friday night. Was it Friday night, Fern? I believe it was Friday night. So anyway, I want to speak to that. We obviously have one thing that obviously is giving us the evidence. There isn't really evidence. When someone puts together an independently driven report that is on an Excel spreadsheet that is pulled from whatever sources they've pulled it from and added to or adjusted or things of that nature, obviously I could drop a report that says anything I want it to say. The bottom line, though, at the end point of this whole matter is that the blockchain itself is the only truth that will ever be revealed in any capacity that can be irrefutably revealed as true data that has accurate numbers, that has actual timestamps and footprints and memorialized information that cannot be manipulated, it cannot be changed. So I do want to bring you up to speed on the blockchain data. We are absolutely happy to share this with anybody who would like to see it, who would like to do the same exercise, or even give, Eric would be happy to give anybody the walkthrough step-by-step on how to pull this data directly off the blockchain yourself so that you can actually verify the data as well. And we would challenge anybody out there to verify this data and or disprove this data, that this data does not exist on the blockchain, because we 100% without any changes or any adjustments or anything of that matter, we pulled it directly from the blockchain, and we've actually been able to put it all together. So I want to start because we were, I believe, accused of some 30,000 BNB that was missing from either the liquidity pool or from the BNB buyback mechanism, or wherever I believe they were claiming it should have been in the buyback and it has never been bought back, but it was swapped, which means that number of buyback was not ever bought back on the market. But given the fact of what has happened, we've gone through these numbers and we've got real numbers for you guys. First and foremost, the total swap was 58,963 BNB. It's actually 963.75312 BNB. 60% of that swap goes to the buyback, which should have been 35,378.25187 BNB. Of that should have been there, what has actually, the true number that has gone into the buyback mechanism in the contract is 35,591 BNB, or 35,591.69417. That number that has gone into the buyback is actually higher than what the tokenomics is stating for. Now, there's a reason why it's higher, and I'm going to get to that here in a second. Marketing Wallet has sent to the buyback mechanism 700 BNB, total of 700 BNB over the period of MiniDoge's lifespan. The Marketing Wallet, I do want to highlight this so that you guys understand this, of the monies, or approximately 23,000 BNB that has gone into the marketing/development wallet, 12,837.06996 BNB has actually bought back MiniDoge token on the market. This was happening out of that wallet, and I want to also point out that that is $4.1 million of BNB that would have and should have been in the marketing/development wallet that we actually used to buy back on PancakeSwap out of the marketing wallet. It wasn't transferred somewhere else. It was all done in the marketing wallet. It's all there for you guys to see. We bought roughly 12,837.06996 out of that wallet. That ultimately was money that could have been used for marketing. It could have been used for development. However, when the market was being manipulated, and I'll get to that here in a second, when the market was being pushed around with some bots that were doing things that they were doing to the buyback mechanism, we were trying anything we could to try to stabilize the MiniDoge project at its best. And we continued to try to stabilize it until we just weren't in a position to stabilize it anymore. Given that, what should be currently today in the buyback, after all these numbers play out, there should be 486.557702 in the buyback. There is in the buyback, however, 633.8512 BNB. The reason for that is when we transfer BNB from the marketing wallet over to the buyback, it increases the number that should be in there. So that is an overage in the buyback of 147.293498 BNB. Given the way that that works, the way that we've built the buyback mechanism works. And I will state that now, and I will state it. We were using the buyback mechanism in the we've been using it the entire time, but it was super effective. Those of you that were here on board day one, when we first started, the buyback coupled with the volume of MiniDoge at the time was giving us an ability to see the buyback boost us, that auto boost. It was boosting us, and it kept boosting us, and it kept boosting us all the way to day 4 and sometimes into day 5. And then that's when we see where we've done this audit, we've done a lot of diligence to figure this out. But that's when you actually see, because the buyback can only withstand so many number of cells at certain BNB in a period, 1 hour period. There's a weight to it. It never have we seen, we've done the numbers, we've taken historical data, never have we seen where a typical project will see more than 50 cells in a given hour. And as those cells take place, the buyback was weighted so that that would break even at the worst case scenario on what the buyback was doing in terms of the BNB that's inside the buyback. But when it exceeds that number, it starts to go the other direction. And so it was truly built and weighted around the actual current data in the market based on very successful projects and what we've seen out there to make sure that we were built around what's already historically happening with the crypto market. When you've got bots, and I'll get to this in a minute, but when you've got a bot that is artificially creating cells, and some of you will know what I'm talking about. You will see these $0 cells, you'll see penny cells, you'll see $2, $3, $10, and whatever they are, but they consistently are happening. Maybe 2, 3 a minute, 4, 5 a minute. In some cases, within a 10-minute span, there might be 10 to 15 cells or more in some cases. When that is taking place, it is triggering the buyback, which is then taking BNB out of the buyback, which is meant for authentic real cells, not artificial cells, and it's using that and adding to the liquidity pool of the token. When it's doing that, it's building the liquidity pool and then draining it out of the liquidity pool when the next cell comes from that auto bot. It's a little reverse engineered from the normal bots, the draining bots that are out there, but it ends up being the same result at the end of the day. So given the way that we've seen and what we've looked into from the data perspective, these bots started heavily running around day 4, 5, and 6. And they continuously ran. And by the way, all of these wallets are all super connected. If you go down and you look at some of the token transfers in them, you look at not MiniDoge token transfers, but other token transfers. If you start really doing your diligence on the blockchain, you can really figure out where these wallets are all almost connected in a sense. So we basically had a group out there that was running these bots that was draining the buyback wallet, the whale. And it was happening. So as we're starting to trend down and the whale can't keep up with the sales side, it's almost like putting double the pressure on top of pressure on top of pressure, which just continued to be a pressure cooker. And it just continuously, we kept fighting it. Hence the reason we tried to use the 12,000 some odd BNB out of the marketing wallet to continue to base the market, to try to put a foundation in place to try to stop it. But what we didn't realize is how it was happening in the auto buyback, and that was where it was focalized. And so given the rest of the information we have, and so one thing we are planning to do at the end of this AMA is we are going to release a wallet number, and we will drop it on Telegram, we'll drop it into the communities. The idea for why we want you to see this wallet is mainly because a lot of people might be confused as to what we're talking about. A lot of people might not understand what we mean by this. But what I'd like you to look at, this is one of many examples, but this is one example that will at least help you understand it a little bit further as to a buyback wallet drain that was happening for the BNB that was really meant to go at, balance and boost the market, but it was being drained arbitrarily or artificially by some other people out there that had different plans. So the good news is we will drop the wallet. What I want you to look for inside of this wallet is there's 35, 36, 37 pages of transactions in the last, this one particularly, in the last 89, 90 days, whatever, since MiniDoge has been live. You will notice that the the bot starts running on about day 84, maybe even day 85. I can't remember correctly. And when that starts happening, you're going to see cells that are happening consistently hour after hour. And we're not talking like 2 an hour. We're talking 10s, 20s, 30s. I think there's even one of these wallets, I'm not sure if it's this one in particularly, that has 170 cells in 1 hour at one point. But we're going to share it. You'll see pages and pages and pages of cells, just pages of cells from this wallet. And you can see that it's a bot because it's the same number of tokens for MiniDoge, and it's happening every minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and it's consistently. And so what we challenge you guys to do is look at that information, try to dive into it, try to put some understanding to that information, and then we ask that if you have any questions or you need further clarification, that next week's AMA, we'd be happy to answer your questions. But we'd like you to see this yourself, not us telling you. It's one thing to tell you, it's another thing to show you. So we're gonna show it to you. The information that I referenced earlier, that I'd be happy to show anybody, we'd be happy to give you the actual documents and the reports that we've pulled from the blockchain. We'd also be happy to give you a step-by-step on how to pull this information yourself so you can verify the amount of BNB, where it should be, how much has been swapped, how much goes into buyback, how much goes into the marketing wallet, how much the marketing wallet has bought back, that 4.1 million. All these things I talked about earlier that we've done on this end to try to stabilize and continue to build this project up the way that we all had envisioned it to be, we will absolutely do what we can constantly as a team to always do what's in the best interest of our people and of this community. And that is what we are dedicated to. So I am happy to give that information. We will come out with some sort of instructions. So if you guys want to do the same diligence that we've done on the blockchain so you can actually see the truth yourself and nobody pulls it for you. Like I said, independent reports are definitely, unless you do it yourself and you pull it directly from the blockchain, you're dealing with anything that anybody tells you. Take it from the blockchain, get the data, and if you have concerns or questions, or you have a celebratory high five that you want to hand over or send over to us because now you actually see what we're talking about, we'd be happy to accept that high five from you. All right, so I'm done on that topic. At the end of this call, give us about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll jump into Telegram and we'll drop the wallet information of the one example. There's many, like I said, there's many other examples of this, but this is one of many that we don't need to drop them all, but we feel like it's important that we at least drop one so you guys can truly, on your own basis, go onto the blockchain and discover the same stuff that we've discovered when it comes to people draining, maliciously manipulating the buyback function from MiniDoge from that point forward. So we do, so the good news is those that are asking or wondering, and by the way, it was up until 7 days ago this was happening. So those of you that are like, oh, that's 85 days ago, that's 80, 90, 60 days, whatever days ago, what does that mean about now? This literally, in this wallet that we're gonna send out, you'll actually see it was even doing it 7 days ago. So you'll see this across a whole bunch of days and a whole bunch of different time frames when it was happening. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of the AMA questions. I hope that makes sense to everyone. If you don't understand that or you have more questions, we will definitely have potentially another way to answer those questions, or throw them in the live chat now, and we'll try to get to them before we finish today. Will the team show the new website design to Telegram members? I will talk to Eric about that. His dog actually in about 30 minutes from now is going to be put down. Unfortunately, she's 15 years old. So I think he's been with his family all day. That is a great question. I like it. I like the idea because obviously we do want to avoid those issues, and we do believe in community giving feedback on things prior to us actually running with them, because sometimes when you run with them, you're a little overcommitted sometimes, and it's hard to reverse as easily as you could if you just got that feedback ahead of time. So MiniWolf86, totally agree. I love the idea, and I will suggest to make sure that we do it with Eric, and I'll allow him to respond if we have any adjustments to us doing that. But I do believe that is more than doable. We've got so many projects have come and go with the result of whales dumping it. What are your anti-dumping strategies to stop that from happening? What is in store for holders of this token, and do you have a reward system that will encourage them to buy more? So our goal is to get the buyback to continue to work as it was intended to. The way that we plan to do that is to obviously combat the bot side, which there are functions inside of MiniDoge that those functions allow us to do that. The problem is we also, for the whale side or anti-whale side, is that we also have the ability to do a max number of tokens in one sale. So we have other little functions in the contract that allow us to change some of those pieces so that we can't truly be attacked in any capacity from a whale perspective. But we definitely will have a strategy in place going forward now that we've discovered some of these things. And unfortunately, with good intention on our part, always from a team perspective, with our community and always doing the right things and seeing this project grow and the vision truly be captivated, and the result that we're all looking for to actually be celebrated at some point, you're gonna have people out there that see opportunities. And we always have our eyes open and our ears trying to figure out what's going on if something we need to pay attention to is happening. And now our ears and our eyes and our attention is 100% laser focused on it. So we are going to manage the market trading going forward by just monitoring and managing and maintaining the values that people should have in incorporating a true healthy market. So as we go forward, we will monitor, we will make sure that we're seeing what's happening, and we will do what's in the best interest of all holders and token community, the community driven that's looking towards seeing this project see its true potential. But I hope that understands. Will we have a reward system or encourage them to buy more? So the second part of your question, what's in store for holders? Reward system will encourage them to buy more. So we are looking at a staking platform. I know that is something that we've all gotten kind of away from, but because we've been so focused on MiniPets and the project for the NFT side to roll out MiniPets over the next couple of weeks. But you will get more information on the staking piece in V2. More like a staking vault, so to speak, that will allow you to earn even additional MiniDoge above and beyond the current reflection that you're already getting. So we'll go over that in a future AMA. Have you ever thought of rewarding, for example, a future model BNB and limited NFT holders that have never sold? 1st of November or early November, probably that first week or so, we will, because our goal is to obviously get the NFT side out, get the marketplace V2 website, all those things live, and even the staking vault type of thing. And then once we're there, then we plan to kind of reward people for various different things. One of them will be never selling. And there are, believe it or not, I'm sure it's not hard for you to believe, but there are a lot of holders as well as wallets that have never sold MiniDoge from day one. And we do agree with your philosophy on rewarding those people as well. This one says, top tier exchanges of special interest in listing gaming NFT coins quickly. Will DT6 make a real push to be listed, such as in the Innovation Zone program once the beta and website 3.0 are out? Or is that already started? Regarding the 40% of the net revenue with BNB reflections of MiniDoge, my question is, what source will this be coming from? In-app purchases through Google, Apple Pay, NFT Marketplace, MiniPet wallet buys. Okay, so Gamba, your question to be answered. Number one, the first one, yes, 100%. And yes, we have already started looking into that. But they are definitely, if you guys have any other programs that are out there that you guys know about that we may or may not have heard of yet, because we do as much diligence as we can. But Devin is definitely he's a good gopher. He's really good at going out there and digging stuff up and finding opportunities for us to utilize for the future. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a Groundhog's Day every once in a while. So. We definitely need to know if there's others out there, Gamba, or anybody for that matter in the group. That is something that we should know about. Get it over to us because we do definitely want to know about it. Regarding the 40% revenue from BNB, that is in-app purchases as well as the NFT marketplace. In the actual MiniPets game, the purchases in the marketplace in the game and the in-app purchases will go towards revenue. The conversion of mini tokens to fiat is not something that will go towards that revenue dollar. That'll actually go to the swapping, what's powered by the swapping side. But I hope that answers your question, Gamba. I have a general question about the staking system. Will the reflection be locked as well till the end of staking, or we can sell them freely? You know what, Gamba, I'm going to get you an answer on that, because I hate to say it, but I don't entirely, I don't want to tell you what I think it's going to be. I want you to get the actual answer. And like I said, unfortunately, Eric's dog's getting put down here any minute, and I don't want to bother him now to get the answer right now. But I do think one of our team members, or Devin or somebody, will get the answer, and we'll make sure that it gets put out there for you. Jay Big, first off, shout out to Dev Team 6. You guys are amazing. Thanks, Jay. We appreciate it. MiniDoge will be 3 months old. Any plans to celebrate? You know, we would love to celebrate, Jay, and we may be hosting some virtual celebrations that we can do with all the people in the community. One thing I am looking into, and we've been looking into for about 2 months now, is to be able to host more of an engaging atmosphere around the community itself, so that we can be involved in more of a virtual metaverse type feel. So everybody's kind of engaging and talking and included in different things, where there's maybe different rooms that you can go in and you can engage with different topics and things like that. Almost hosting like a virtual meetup that we can do together. That would be a lot of important information, and I think very valuable to the holders of MiniDoge and the project itself. But Jay, we appreciate you. Thanks for the big shout out. No pun intended, Jay Big. Moon Walker and BC Pearl. Okay, how will MiniDoge holders benefit from DogeX? Can you go into detail how DogeX will work? Will it only list tokens with the name Doge in it? Will we earn reflection from these fees? When will more details be provided? So here's the answer for you. There will be pools. There will be things that people are able to earn other type Doge coins. So the goal is to put pools on there that allow you to stake a Doge token for another Doge token, or a Doge token for the same Doge token. The idea is to be able to take the fees that come from those pools and some of the other things and utilize that as reflection as well to the MiniDoge project. The swapping mechanism is actually going to be any token. So if you want to swap into another token project that is not a Doge project, the only difference is it's going to have all the Doge tokens preloaded, and they're all going to be at the top of the list when you go to swap. But you're welcome to add other tokens. And if for whatever reason there's no liquidity pool on DogeX, it will default to use PancakeSwap's liquidity pool if for some reason there's nobody has staked that liquidity onto DogeX yet. So we want it to be a very fully functional platform that obviously looks for a router with liquidity on DogeX, and if it's not available or no one's staked it yet, we will actually be able to default to switch over to PancakeSwap, the V2 routers. That is mostly for true functionality and giving everybody one place to live as opposed to living somewhere else, but it will be very functionable as a full-fledged swapping platform. Next question, Investor World 18, do you have any plans to reward long-term holders? Investor, I spoke to that earlier up top. If you have any questions or additional questions on that, please feel free to add it. ADY, hello MiniDoge team. Are there plans in the near future to expand the network with polygons? Yes, 100%. I think it will be better to increase the price of MiniDoge. Well, ADY, you and I must be thinking very similarly, totally agree, and it is definitely on our workables. Basically, it's not a production item yet, but it is what's called a workable. And we then, once it goes from workable, which is more of the concepts that we're going to implement to the roadmap, that are now officially going into the next stages. Once we're done there, we move it to the actual scoping side of the MiniDoge roadmap, and then once it goes from scoping, it goes into production. So definitely agree with you, ADY. Great ad there. MiniSir, I like MiniSir. That's a cool name. Is Dogex an exchange tokens for MiniDoge? How will that benefit their projects? I was under the impression it would be an exchange to buy all Doge tokens with BNB or Simplex. Yes, so the idea would be that we have a Simplex partnership that gets integrated into the swap, which allows basically a debit card holder, somebody that is looking to buy BNB, because as we all know, I mean, it's not a unknown commodity that buying BNB is not always the easiest task all throughout the world. So what we want to do is remove that one step, give people through Simplex, through a partnership with Simplex, on Dogex, the actual swapping function is going to live, but then also the purchase function is also going to live from the BNB perspective. We are talking about adding the ability to purchase outside of just BNB, like BUSD and some of the other tokens as well, including MiniDoge. So these are all things that may not be first, we might start out with just BNB at first, and then obviously add USD, USDT, USDT, BUSD, and then obviously the MiniDoge token as well. But the BNB is obviously the core token of the BSC chain, so having that to be able to use to purchase will also benefit the MiniDoge side, because the people that buy BNB or come to DogeX because they came through interested in the MiniDoge project will actually be the place that we point them to be able to purchase BNB or buy into MiniDoge in a very less friction type of pathway than trying to get it from Binance or Trust Wallet or any of these other places. That being said, those are all the questions that I've got here. Let's go through. I don't really see any questions on here. I'm looking through your guys' live chat. I hope, really hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that we shared some information today that truly gives you some insight. The team is at, the things that we've done so far, the milestones that we're meeting, the things that we're able to achieve. The MiniPets sketches are great. I've got a 3D render of the frog that I really think is very cool. We've got some more 3D renders that we've got coming in as well from the team, and we feel like they're definitely within the scope of what our vision was for MiniPets, and so we'll start dropping those as well. You guys will get to see them. And then after all that happens, we're certainly looking at the NFT marketplace coming out with V2 of the website, and then we'll start launching the MiniDoge series, which will be the first characters, the assets, PFP style, which we feel is going to be very cool when those 10,000 NFTs are able to be used inside of MiniPets for various different benefits to the holders of those NFTs. They're going to unlock some really cool stuff inside the game as well. So outside of the fact that they'll have some rarities and they'll have some traits and some different things that will make those NFTs really exciting and fun to have, from just kind of knowing you have something that obviously all 10,000 are unique, but some obviously have a lot less, a lot more rare traits than others, and those traits being super rare kind of make it kind of fun. But then when you can apply those into the MiniPets game, when the MiniPets game goes into beta or even goes into full launch, you guys will get pretty super excited about what we do with those as well. We do have generations. I do want to keep this clear so you guys understand. We will be releasing generations of the NFTs. So the first generation, it will be 10,000, but it'll only be of the first 10 characters. It'll be assets, it'll be clothing, it'll be outfits, it'll be fun stuff. The second generation will be another next group of characters, and then more things that are game related, like game pieces, will start coming out in the generations of the NFT series, and those game pieces can be used inside of the MiniPets game. And then last but not least, which is actually kind of the fun thing, is we are going to release some of the more exciting land parcels that will come out in the generations of the NFT releases that we do to the MiniDoge NFT marketplace. So we're very excited about that. We've got a lot of things moving forward as we speak. Every single day I feel like it's just making progress. We're constantly making progress. Our expectation is just to keep moving forward and work hard. We know, and unfortunately we know it's crypto. We know there's a lot of people out there that are always going to criticize, or always going to have a version of what they think it is, but don't have all the facts to know what's really happening. But we are transparent. Ask us anything. Bring it to us. Ask us about it. We feel there's not anything out there that potentially could be out there, if it is true, that we wouldn't be able to respond to and wouldn't be able to give you guys a satisfied answer that you would listen, hear, and understand. And then your perspective would make total sense as to what's going on within the team and the project and its direction to hit the vision that we're looking for. So, MiniDoge, Devin, do you have anything else you want to add to this AMA at this point?
No, I think we're all set, covered. Got a lot of information, some things that will be dropping here at Telegram in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. For you guys to do your own due diligence, do your own research, come to your conclusions, as we have came to our conclusion, and we have the statistics and all the data to support it, which is great about the blockchain. It's there. It can't be manipulated, can't be touched. So we appreciate all your love, your support, your continued hard work within the communities. Congratulations once again to our mini champions of the week, as well as our mini mods of the week as well. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we will see you here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take care, Mini Squad.
Hey, Devin.
Yes.
Devin, quick. There's 2 questions on the Telegram, if I may. One is, what percentage of the fees from DogeX will be reflections for mini Doge holders? Do we have that?
Not
40.
sure.
It's 40%.
It's the 40.
Yeah, it's across all platforms.
Yeah, so the 40 goes across all platforms.
Awesome, thank you. The second question is, are we still on track for quarter 4 release for the beta, MiniPets beta?
We would have to. Eric's not here.
So I'd have to get Eric's update on that. I haven't gotten an update since last Thursday, since we've been working on DogeX and some other things since then. So once we got in the website, the V2 website, so I don't have a recent update. I know he's working with the team on that. So once he's back tomorrow, we can get you an update and probably put it out there for you.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Awesome, well, thank you as well. Well, you guys take care. We're going to get off here, go take care of a few things so we can get some information released in Telegram as well. So we appreciate it. Thank you all so much. I'll leave the voice chat open for you guys to freely speak as well amongst each other. And take care, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.
I bought many Doge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby, all you gotta do is hold. Got it on Binance with 4 VPNs. Flipped at the shorty that made me the check. 2 second get to the bitches undressed. VVS diamonds all up on my neck. Mini don't drip, it's stupid. Nigga, I'm wet like fluid. Call the plug, yeah, that's Lewis. Jamal Murray arrows, that's Cupid. I bought many Doge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby, all you gotta do is hold.
All you really gotta do is hold it. Tryna silver to go to stay focused. My future like clay, I'm a molded. Just imagine Elon on the tweet with a T on the back of the seat. I ain't gotta go trap in the street, cause that crypto gon' bring it to me. Mini dogs got them lit and it's on at the sea.
I bought many Doge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale, so I got it on the low. MiniMax crazy, all the coins get exposed. Diamond hands, baby, all you gotta do is hold. I bought many Doge, now my wrist is unfroze. Got enough pre-sale,